Stop saying, trust me. In leadership, that phrase is a confession that you have no balance in the bank. Trust is not a request, it is a result. In the kingdom, credibility is not borrowed language, it is earned history. Jesus said, let your yes be yes and your no be no. That means stop applying for what only time can approve. Write this down. Test over time equals trust. Say it with me. Read this one for me. Go. Trust is the currency of leadership. If you don't have it, you can't transact influence. You can preach, sing, sell, post, and pose, but without trust, the account is closed. Today, we open the account. You manage a trust account not with speeches, but with deposits and withdrawals. Deposits are habits, tiny, repetitive, unglamorous acts aligned with law-shaped values. Withdrawals are violations, delay, excuses, secrecy, broken promises. Every conversation is a transaction. Every unseen moment is a ledger entry. Write it down. You are always swiping the card of your character. And listen to me, protect the account. The enemy of your destiny is not the critic outside. It is the undisciplined heart inside. If you keep shouting, trust me, while spending recklessly, you are disqualified from stewardship of people until you reconcile the books. The stakes are sobering. What took 50 years to build can be lost in 50 seconds. Asked David one night on a rooftop, and the nation's confidence groaned under the weight of his secrecy. God forgave him, yes, but forgiveness is not the restoration of trust. Samson shook himself and didn't know the balance was gone. God can fire you and people still think you are hired. Take a deep breath. Fear is a friend when it makes you careful. The prudent see danger and take refuge. Leaders, do not gamble the balance on a moment of appetite, fame, or power. I am not here to condemn you. I am here to give you a bankable plan. Starting today, 10 daily deposits, measurable, repeatable, practical. We will build the balance you need to lead your home, your company, your ministry. No slogans, no selfies, just consistent deposits that speak louder than promises. By the time we finish, you will know exactly how to raise your credit limit of credibility. But hear this warning, do not wait for crisis to start. Open the account now. Protect the account. Stop using the term trust me. Start making deposits that make people say, I trust you, without you asking. That is leadership. Write this down again. You cannot demand what you did not deposit. From today forward, every promise is a payment schedule. Pay it on time, fully, without drama. Protect the account. Before you make deposits, know the ledger that records them. Write it down. Law shapes values. Values shape morals. Morals inform conscience. That is the chain. Break the chain and every deposit dissolves. The foundation of leadership is character, and character is formed by law, internalized, not by moods or moments. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Law is the light. Values are the direction that light reveals. Morals are the steps you take in that direction. Conscience is the lamp you carry inside after the streetlights go out. Protect the account. Whenever you create a rule, you reveal a value. Write that down. Curfew reveals safety. Budget reveals stewardship. Confidentiality policy reveals honor. In your house, in your company, in your ministry, every rule is a signpost that says this is what we protect. Law interprets values and law establishes values. So when your daily deposits do not agree with your declared values, you are committing fraud against your own account. If your wall says integrity and your invoice says padded, you are disqualified from withdrawals of influence. Stop using the term trust me. Align your habits with your highest laws. Be doers of the word, not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. Conscience is quiet law inside you. Conscience is unspoken law. Law is the law shouting at you. When you mute conscience with excuses, it's small. No one will know. Just as once you counterfeit trust in public while you bankrupt it in private. Judas kissed Jesus in public while betraying him in private. The kiss looked like a deposit, but the heart had already withdrawn everything. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. Hide the law until it speaks in you without microphones. Then your deposits will be clean even when nobody is clapping. Read this one for me. Go. Character is the container. Gifts are only as safe as the container. Your talent is flammable. Your character is the fireproof safe. Write it down. Gifts attract people. Character protects people. If the container leaks, the anointing, the brand, the budget, all of it will spill into scandal. Many leaders fail not for lack of brilliance, but for absence of barrels to hold the oil. Protect the account by reinforcing the container. So set the aim. Build character first. Let your container be stronger than your platform. Codify your values into personal laws. Translate those laws into daily morals and keep conscience tender. Deposits that last are rooted in value-shaped character, not mood or convenience. Trust is the currency of leadership. Therefore, standardize your mint. Establish the law. Live the value. Practice the moral. Obey the conscience. Then, and only then, every deposit will accrue interest. Protect the account. Bank policy. Listen carefully. Trust does not respond to applause. It responds to arithmetic. Write this down. Small, consistent deposits beat occasional grand gestures. Trust compounds through dailies. He who is faithful in little is faithful in much. Not faithful in conferences, faithful in minutes, in Mondays, in messages returned, in invoices correct the first time. Stop waiting to stage a grand apology parade to fix what you keep breaking in private. Do the quiet math. Show up on time. Keep the tiny promise. Deliver what you said, when you said, the way you said. That is interest. That is credibility. That is leadership. Rule number 1 of the bank. Daily deposits. Your calendar is a checkbook. Every kept commitment is cash. Every on-time arrival says, I respect your time. Every precise report says, I respect the numbers. Write this down. Excellence without drama is a deposit. Some of you are addicted to the big moment, fireworks and hashtags, but the bank has no fireworks department. It has a ledger, and the ledger only recognizes what you actually did, not what you intended. Not what you promised at midnight with tears, what you did. Rule number 2, the account is tested by appetites, by fame, and by power. The test is always private before it is public. Jesus passed the wilderness exam bred for appetite, a leap for fame, kingdoms for power before he preached his first sermon. He shut the devil down with law-shaped values, not moods. Joseph passed in a bedroom before he passed in a boardroom. David failed on a rooftop and paid for it in the headlines of a nation. Write this down. Pass the test in secret or you will be sat down in public. Don't trust your stage if your storage room is dirty. Watch and pray so you do not enter into temptation. And hear me, heaven hears whispers. The cameras you don't see are the ones that matter. Be sure your sin will find you out. Protect the account. Rule number 3, overdraft fees are brutal. Delays, excuses, and secrets drain faster than success can refill. Read this goal. Your number 1 goal is to protect the account. When you miss a deadline and say something came up, that is a fee. When you hide a problem until it's fixed, that is a fee with interest. When you edit the truth to manage perception, the bank calls it fraud. Stop using I'll do better next time as credit-only deposits move the balance. God will forgive you, yes, but forgiveness is not the restoration of trust. You are not entitled to withdrawals of influence because you cried. You are disqualified from spending until you pay the fees and rebuild the balance. Shut your mouth, make the deposit, and do it again tomorrow. Write this down. Slow build, sudden loss. That is policy. Therefore, move slow on promises and fast on performance. Tell the truth the first time. Keep confidences without commentary. Set pre-decisions against appetite, fame, and power. And above all, protect the account. Deposit 1. Keep time and tiny promises. Write this down. Micro promises are macro signals. On time is a deposit. Late is a withdrawal. Time is moral. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. When you respect minutes, you announce your values without a speech. When you are late, you publish contempt for the people you lead. The bank hears your footsteps more than your slogans. Let your yes be yes and your no, no. That is a clock verse. Yes at 9 means 8:55 standing ready, not 9:07 sliding in with a latte and a lie called traffic. Traffic is not a confession. It's an indictment that you failed to leave margin. Protect the account. Never promise what you haven't scheduled. Put integrity on your calendar. Your calendar is your covenant. If it isn't blocked, you didn't promise. You fantasize. Write it down. Hope is not a time zone. Leaders, stop throwing yeses like confetti into a week that has no space. If you doubt it, don't date it. If you can't see where it fits, don't say it will fit. That is not caution. That is character. A righteous man swears to his own hurt and does not change. If you said it, bleed for it before you break it. Excellence without drama is still the deposit. Use a personal SLA. If I say it, I do it. If I doubt it, I don't say it. Read this for me. Go. Tiny kept promises build massive trust compounding. That is why your children watch your pickup times more than your preaching. That is why your staff believes your reminders more than your retreats. I had a manager once, fictional but familiar, named David. He promised, report by noon. Noon came, silence. At 12:20, he sent, running behind. That text wasn't a deposit. It was an overdraft fee with a smiley face. Contrast, Angela. She promised 3. At 10 a.m., she saw conflict brewing. She alerted early. Team, I'm advancing the delivery to 2:30, or if dependencies slip, 4 latest, choose. She hit 2:28. Deposit with interest. If you're slipping, alert early with a new commitment and meet its speed of update is part of the deposit. Practical steps, write it down. Schedule the promise before you pronounce the promise. Put it in the calendar with buffers, 15 minutes early. Arrival is integrity insurance. Set double reminders 1 day before to prepare, 1 hour before to focus, 10 minutes before to move. Confirm the deliverable in writing, what, when, how, so the bank has a receipt. If reality shifts, communicate before the deadline, not after, with 1 revised realistic time and then nail it. Do not send 4 rolling extensions. Every roll is a withdrawal. Shut your mouth about why. Open your calendar about when. Protect the account. Ephesians says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Evil days eat unscheduled promises. Leaders redeem time by prepaying attention. From today, measure yourself in minutes and micro promises. Return calls when you said, send the draft when you said, show up when you said. You may not move mountains today, but you can move the minute hand faithfully, and trust, watch this, will compound quietly like interest in the night. Keep time. Keep tiny promises. That is the fastest visible way to raise your trust balance. Deposit 2. Tell the whole truth quickly. Write it down. Delay deforms truth. Every hour you wait, the story grows teeth. Silence is a sculptor. It carves suspicion. Secrecy is fertilizer. It grows weeds in your reputation. Listen to me. Speed is part of integrity. A slow truth feels like a managed lie. Read this one for me. Go. Partial truth is strategic lying. Protect the account. Truth is not a paragraph you negotiate. Truth is a deposit you deliver fully, promptly, without perfume. Therefore, putting away lying, let each one of you speak truth with his neighbor. That is not just morality, that is banking policy. Write this down. Accuracy plus speed equals credibility. If you are accurate but late, your credibility limps. If you are fast but sloppy, your credibility fractures. We need both clean facts told now. Let me show you with a story. I had a director, fictional but familiar, named Marcus. He discovered a data breach on Monday at 8:10 a.m. He told himself, let me fix it first, then inform the team. By 3 p.m., an intern whispered. By 5 p.m., a rumor leaked. Tuesday morning, the narrative online was a monster Marcus did not create but did feed. The breach cost us 1 client. The cover-up cost us 6. Contrast Ruth. She found a misrouted invoice at 9:05 a.m. Her signature was on it. At 9:12 a.m. she wrote, leader, here is what happened. No excuses. Here is what I am doing about it by 3 p.m. And here is the restitution plan. I will report at 3:10. She owned the facts, the fix, the follow-up. Deposit with interest. The error hurt us. Her speed healed us. Script your confession. Write this down and memorize it. Here is what happened. No excuses. Here's what I'm doing about it. That's it. No adjectives. No weather report. No context designed to make you look noble. Shut your mouth about why you felt pressured. Say what happened. Say what you will do. Then do it. Anything else is fragrance on a fracture. It still stinks. He who covers his sins shall not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. Confess and forsake 2 steps, 1 deposit. Do not drip the truth like an IV. Dripped confessions are serial withdrawals. 1 full statement is a deposit. 5 updates that clarify. The last update is a hemorrhage. Ananias and Sapphira brought an offering with a story edited for optics. The amount wasn't the crime. The partiality was. Partial truth is strategic lying. You are disqualified from withdrawals of influence when you curate reality. Protect the account. Speed procedure. Write it down. First hour, tell your authority. Same day, tell your team. 24 hours, tell the stakeholders who are impacted. Order matters. Authority, then team, then public. And when you tell the timeline, the facts, the impact, the restitution, and the prevention. 5 headings. No fluff. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. The wound is better than the infection. Stop using corporate fog. We are taking this very seriously. It's not a deposit. Details are. We are investigating. It's not a deposit when you already know the facts. Do not say to be transparent. Just be transparent. Produce a receipt, a written summary with timestamps, the corrective actions, the owner, and the next check-in time. Put your name on it. That is how you issue a certified deposit. Hear the warning. Every minute of silence teaches your followers to speculate. Every half-truth trains them to doubt. Every delayed confession downgrades your credit limit of credibility. If you are not ready to tell the truth quickly, you are not ready to lead. But there is hope. Zacchaeus met the truth himself and responded with immediate restitution. If I have taken anything, I restore fourfold. Speed and accuracy. Deposit. Read this from me. Go. Accuracy plus speed equals credibility. Again, accuracy plus speed equals credibility. Leaders, from today, when you fail, and you will fail in small things, run to the light with the whole story and a plan. Tell it fully. Tell it fast. Then do the repair. Trust is the currency of leadership. Truth told quickly is a wire transfer. Protect the account. Deposit 3. God confidential. Silence is security. Write this down. Shut your mouth about what is not yours to share. Confidentiality is a vault, not a sieve. Some of you talk too much and lead too little. A gossip betrays confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. That's not personality, that's policy. People don't measure you by your eloquence. People measure you by how safe they feel in your silence. Protect the account. No anonymous venting. No, you didn't hear it from me. That phrase is a hole saw in your vault door. You think you are building rapport, you're burning capital. Read this. Go. Loose lips liquidate balances. Again, loose lips liquidate balances. If someone trusts you with their pain, their numbers, their negotiations, their plans, guard it as if your purpose is inside it, because it is. He who guards his mouth preserves his life. Preservation is profit. Silence is interest. Practice the boundary sentence. I'm not at liberty to discuss that. Say it without apology, without commentary, and without a wink. Leaders, rehearse it now under your breath. When the team asks you about a private HR matter, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. When a client fishes for the other client's rate, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. When a friend masquerades gossip as a prayer request, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. Then shut your mouth. Don't soften it with hints. Hints are leaks in silk suits. Let me give you an example, fictional but familiar. Sonia received a board memo about an upcoming realignment. She forwarded a piece to her mentor for advice with the classic line, "Keep this between us." By lunch, it was between them and the internet. We lost a teammate to panic and a contract to uncertainty. That wasn't an accident. That was a withdrawal labeled disqualified. Contrast Daniel. He learned a teammate, confessed a private failure, and asked for help. Daniel guided them to proper authority and said nothing else. No color commentary at coffee. No pray for so-and-so at dinner. He protected the person, honored the process, and reported only to those with jurisdiction. Deposit with interest. Keeping confidences without drama deposits trust faster than clever words ever will. Write this down. Need to know is a moral value, not just a policy line. Ask permission before sharing what is not yours. Label sensitive information, restrict channels, and never screenshot private conversations for entertainment. That is digital treachery. Jesus kept silent before Pilate. Sometimes the holiest sound in leadership is the one you refuse to make. Joseph, being a righteous man, chose to handle Mary's news quietly. Righteousness knows when to close the door and lock the file. Rules. 1, if you are not the owner, you are not the announcer. 2, if you must speak, speak only to authority and only the facts. 3, never dress gossip as intercession. 4, refuse curiosity as a hobby. Curiosity without assignment is theft. 5, adopt the 10-minute delay when pressed for just a hint. Breathe, repeat the boundary sentence, and exit the conversation. Leaders, hear me. Your team is asking one question. Am I safe with you? Your answer is not on a poster. It is in your silence under pressure. From today, delete. You didn't hear it from me. Install. I'm not at liberty to discuss that. Guard the names, guard the numbers, guard the stories. Trust is the currency of leadership. Silence is the vault. Protect the account. Deposit 4. Be the same in every room. Private equals public. Write it down. Integrity means integer. One whole person. No split accounts. A double life is a double ledger, and the bank calls that fraud. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. When your persona changes with the audience, your balance shakes with the furniture. Leaders, hear me. The foundation of leadership is character. If the floor under the vault cracks, your gifts will fall through it. Protect the account. Assume a camera is always on. Live so exposure would only confirm expectations. Jesus said, there's nothing hidden that will not be revealed. That is not poetry, that is policy. If a text thread, a browser tab, a hotel hallway, or a whisper on a plane were broadcast tonight, would you be proud or fired? God can fire you, and people still think you're hired. Write this down. Practice surveillance-proof living. Decide to be boring to blackmailers. If it must be erased, it must not be done. If you must hide it, don't do it. Protect the account. Standardize your boundaries. Don't trust adrenaline. Install law. Write it down. Pre-decide what I won't say, won't click, won't entertain. Document them. Examples. Words. I do not curse people in private. I bless in public. No sarcasm that I would not post. No flattery to gain access. Eyes. No private browsing, no late night scrolling in isolation, no feeds that feed appetites. Body, no closed door counseling alone, windows open, lights on, calendar visible. Time, no accidental after hours texting with emotional undertones. Move all sensitive conversations to daylight and documented channels. Money. No personal purchases on corporate cards. No, I'll balance it later. Fame. No selfie that lies. No stage persona that outgrows the soul. Power. No favors for silence. No threats for compliance. Put it in writing. Sign it. Give it to your accountability, authority. Read it every month. That is how you make your conscience loud again. Read this from me. Go. Hidden life funds public credibility. Again, hidden life funds public credibility. Joseph said in the back room, how can I do this wickedness and sin against God? That no made him safe to manage Egypt's yes. David's yes on a rooftop emptied his account before a nation. Daniel purposed in his heart before he stood before kings. The secret place pays your public bills. Protect the account. Practical check. Write it down. Audit the rooms, home, hotel, office, car, inbox, DMs. Ask, would I do or say this with my mentor in the seat? If not, shut your mouth, shut the tab, change the route. Install blockers. Share passwords with your authority. Eliminate secret channels. Replace ambiguity with policy. Psalm 15 asks, who may dwell in your sanctuary? Answer, he who walks uprightly and speaks the truth in his heart, not in the mic first, in his heart. Private equals public. From tonight, decide to be one person. No costumes, no compartments. Write your boundary, document, send it to your authority, invite inspection, and live so that the only surprise about you is how consistent you are. Trust is the currency of leadership. Integrity is the mint that prints it. Protect the account. Deposit 5. Own mistakes without excuse. Write this down and memorize it. 3 sentences that save leaders. I was wrong. I am sorry. Here's how I will make it right. Say them clean. No perfume. No paragraphs to protect your pride. If you need a couch to carry your confession, you are not ready to repent. Read this for me. Go. Forgiveness is instant. Restoration requires process. Protect the account. Do not justify what is wrong. Write it down. Explanations without repentance are withdrawals. I was under pressure. Withdrawal. You don't understand the context. Withdrawal. Everybody does it. Big withdrawal. Stop public relations spin. Truth needs no cosmetics. The more makeup you put on a fracture, the more obvious the limp. God forgave David when he said, I have sinned against the Lord, but he did not erase the consequences. Forgiveness lifted the guilt. Process repaired the credibility. You want grace? Heaven is generous. You want trust? Bring receipts. Convert apology into action. Here is the procedure. Write it down. 1, state the failure in 1 sentence, no adjectives. 2, present restitution, a specific plan to repair what you broke. Money returned, hours repaid, access restored, reputation addressed. 3, give a timeline, clear dates, not vibes. 4, appoint third-party verification, an authority who will inspect, report, and sign off. 5, submit to their discretion about when you are ready to spend influence again. If you are still managing your image, you are disqualified from withdrawals. Shut your mouth about why. Open your hands to repair. Let me give you a story, fictional but familiar. Jonah missed payroll approvals. He told the staff a poem. Systems failed. Traffic was crazy. My heart is for you. People clapped politely while their rent was late. 2 weeks of PR and the trust balance bled. Leah, same error. She stood up. I was wrong. I am sorry. Here's how I make it right. By 5 p.m. today, all payments plus a late fee credit from my bonus. CFO will verify. And I will publish the verification at 5:30. Additionally, I'm removing myself from approvals for 30 days while we audit my workflow. At 5:31 p.m., the receipt hit inboxes, deposit with interest. The error hurt, ownership healed. Peter failed publicly. He didn't host a podcast to explain denial fatigue. He wept bitterly, ownership. Then Jesus restored him through process. 3 questions, public commission and accountability to the brethren. Zacchaeus met truth and went straight to restitution. If I have taken anything, I restore fourfold. That's ownership with evidence. Read it again, go. Forgiveness is instant. Restoration requires process. Authority must measure the process. You cannot certify yourself. Leaders, script your confession now. I was wrong. I am sorry. Here's how I will make it right. This amount by this date, verified by this authority. Put it in writing. Sign it. Deliver it to your overseer. Ask them to inspect, to speak for you when complete, and to silence you until then. That silence is not punishment, it's protection. The prudent shut their mouths while their hands repair the breach. He who covers his sins shall not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them shall have mercy. Confess, forsake, restore, verify. Trust is the currency of leadership. Pure ownership with restitution moves the needle from suspicion to credibility. Don't sell apologies. Pay invoices of repair. Make the deposit today. Protect the account. Deposit 6. Deliver before you declare. Write this down. Announcement is not achievement. Deliverables are deposits. Stop building stages for ideas still in diapers. Under promise and over deliver silence until shipped. Let results introduce you. By their fruits you will know them. Not by their flyers, not by their countdowns. Fruit, evidence. Read this. Go. Evidence is the language trust understands. Protect the account. Some of you are addicted to coming soon. Coming soon is credit you have not earned. Faith without works is dead. Leadership without deliveries is dead. Write this down. Measure outcomes, not intentions. Publish receipts, not rhetoric. If you must choose, be quiet and build. Proverbs says, let another praise you and not your own mouth. Translation, let the finished product do the talking. Let beneficiaries testify. Let stakeholders read the report and nod. Evidence is the language trust understands. Set pre-decision gates. No public claim until proof of work is in hand. Gate 1, prototype, not a sketch, a working thing. Gate 2, test documented, repeatable, verified by someone who is not you. Gate 3, capacity resources secured, timelines mapped, risks listed with mitigations. Gate 4, delivery installed, in use with names and dates. Only after gate 4, you may declare anything earlier is noise. Read this for me, go. Announcement is not achievement. Deliverables are deposits. Again, deliverables are deposits. Let me give you a story, fictional but familiar. Caleb loved optics. He posted, launch this Friday. Friday arrived. He posted, we're perfecting it. Next week, trust paid overdraft fees every time he hit upload on an excuse. The team stopped prepping because they stopped believing. Miriam led quietly, no teasers. She shipped to a pilot group on Tuesday, measured outcomes by Thursday, fixed defects on Friday, and Monday morning published a one-page case study. What we promised, what we delivered, numbers attached, client, quote, timestamp, authority sign off, deposit with interest. The market heard fruit, not hype. Write this down, pre-commit to silence until you have receipts. Receipts are artifacts, contract signed, code deployed, event executed, invoice paid, testimonial captured, audit passed. If you cannot screenshot it, you probably should not say it. Show me your faith without works, James says, and I will show you my faith by my works. Works are your screenshots. Publish the proof, not the promise. Protect the account. Procedure for leaders who must announce. 1, do the work first. 2, if you must hint, constraints, not claims. We are testing is safer than we are ready. 3, secure third-party validation, quality control, compliance, clear acceptance. 4, speak with numbers. How many? How much? By when? 5, tie your name to a date for follow-up and meet it. If you slip, you are disqualified from microphones until you recover with evidence. Shut your mouth about vision if your hands are empty. Vision without verification is vandalism on your credibility. Jesus did not trumpet miracles before they happened. He did the work and told people, go and show yourselves. Show, not tease, not trend, show. Leaders, the bank of trust does not reward enthusiasm. It rewards execution. Your followers are watching for fruit on branches, not banners on buildings. From today, move your energy from declaring to delivering. Lock the gates, build the thing, verify the thing. Then, and only then, tell the story with receipts attached. Trust is the currency of leadership. Doing the work before talking about it compels deposits without persuasion. Protect the account. Deposit 7. Credit others, take the blame, write this down, push praise down and out, pull responsibility up, and in this reverses the fame test. Fame tests you like fire. It melts masks or it forges monsters. The flesh wants credit and a scapegoat. Character gives credit and becomes the shield. Whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant. Greatness flows downward. Trust is the currency of leadership, and humility is the mint that keeps it clean. Write it down. Exaggeration is theft. Accuracy honors the team and the truth. Every time you inflate your part, you deflate someone else's dignity. That is not style, that's stealing. Let another praise you and not your own mouth. When you hoard applause, you are overdrafting the account. Read this for me, go. Humility is heavy currency. Again, humility is heavy currency. When you spend humility, the bank adds interest. When you spend hype, the bank adds fees. In public, name names, cite sources. In failure, shield your people, own the miss. Here's your sentence in celebration. This result belongs to Anna, who architected, Jamal, who executed, Priya, who QA'd, and Miss Torres, who funded. I learned from them. Here is your sentence in failure. I am responsible. My oversight caused this miss. My team will not be blamed. Here is the fix and the oversight I am submitting to. 2 sentences, 2 deposits. Let me give you a story, fictional but familiar. Trevor stood on the stage and said, I drove this turnaround. He forgot the weekend warriors who rebuilt the system, the intern who found the root cause, the vendor who rushed parts at a loss. Monday morning, the team moved from devotion to detachment. Why? Trust detected theft. Contrast Naomi. She briefed the board. The throughput gains came from Rishi's redesign, Ella's training plan, and Marta's night shift. My role was blocking and resourcing. When a defect surfaced later, she wrote, I missed the dependency mapping that's on me. Here's the restitution and the guardrail. The same board that celebrated her credits believed her confession. Deposit with interest. Practice the attribution reflex. Write it down. Who helped? Who taught? Who paid the price? Say it. Say their names correctly. Mention the quiet ones. Footnote mentors. Cite the source of the idea. Even if you improved it, honor where you found the seed. Paul wrote whole chapters naming Phoebe, Priscilla, Aquila, Epaphroditus. He spread credit like seed because he understood harvest. Jesus, being in very nature God, made himself of no reputation and washed feet. If the king could kneel, what are you doing on a throne of pronouns? Rules. 1, no I in public without we, and we must include names, roles, and receipts. 2, press releases, list contributors before leaders. Leaders speak last and smallest. 3, in postmortems, you own by name, the team learns by category, no public shaming. 4, bonuses, track verified contribution, not volume of visibility. 5, when a superior praises you, redirect it specifically. Thank you. The turnaround credit goes to May's algorithm and Andre's rollout. Hear me. If you throw your team under the bus to save your brand, you are disqualified. Shut your mouth, step down from the spotlight, and run for cover under authority until your heart is rebuilt. Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. God's time, not your microphone. From today, push praise down and out. Pull responsibility up and in. Teach your mouth to say names. Teach your back to carry blame. Trust is the currency of leadership. Crediting others while carrying blame signals a trustworthy heart under pressure. Humility is heavy currency. Spend it daily. Protect the account. Deposit 8. Return what you borrow: money, time, and trust. Write it down. If it isn't yours, track it. If you borrowed it, return it early in better condition. This is stewardship. It is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. The fastest way to raise your credit limit with people is simple. Give back everything you take faster than they expect. Documented and improved. Protect the account. Money first. The wicked borrows and does not repay, but the righteous shows mercy and gives. If someone fronts an expense, repay the same day with a note and a receipt. If a vendor delivers beyond scope, add a gratitude credit on the invoice. Return advances before reminders. If you misallocate funds, correct the ledger and publish the correction. Read this for me. Go. Debt-free interactions increase balances. Time is currency. Write it down. Start and end meetings on time. Give back minutes you don't use. If you ask for 60 and you were down in 42, release 18 with thanks. Send a 2-sentence summary within the hour. When you steal people's time with vagueness, you are disqualified from their attention. Protect the account. Trust is access. When someone vouches for you, you are carrying their name like cash. Treat it holy. Close loops quickly. Acknowledge the introduction. Meet the person on time. Deliver what you promised and report back to the one who opened the door same day with outcomes and next steps. Steward inboxes. Don't spray CCs to look busy. Don't forward private access codes. Handle passwords, calendars, and keys like temple gold. Let me give you a story, fictional but familiar. Omar borrowed a projector for the weekend. 3 weeks later, excuses. The next time he asked for access, the room went quiet. Withdrawal. Esther borrowed the same device, cataloged its serial, photographed its condition, returned it 12 hours early with a new bulb and a cleaning cloth, attached a thank you note, and uploaded a receipt log to shared drive. When a high-stakes client needed equipment, whose name did we call? Deposit with interest. Practice receipts. Write this down. Document returns, refunds, and reconciliations. Keep a borrow ledger item, owner, date out, condition, date back, condition, improvements made. Keep a time ledger, minutes asked, minutes used, minutes returned. Keep a trust ledger, who vouched what was promised, what was delivered when you closed the loop. Jesus said, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Paul said, owe no one anything except to love. That means clean ledgers. From today, repay money swiftly, return time faithfully, and restore trust visibly. Trust is the currency of leadership. Meticulous returns on money, time, and access turn you into a safe investment. Always protect the account. Deposit 9, preset boundaries for appetite, fame, and power. Write this down. Predetermined limits convert temptation moments into automatic deposits. Jesus faced the triad in the wilderness: bread for the belly, jump for attention, kingdoms for power. He didn't negotiate with appetite, fame, or power. He quoted law, law before hunger, law before applause, law before thrones. That's the pattern. Read this for me. Go. Discipline protects what charisma attracts. Again, discipline protects what charisma attracts. Protect the account. Appetites first. Food, drink, sex. Write it down. I will not negotiate with my stomach, my glass, or my body when my purpose is on the line. Install friction. No alcohol on duty, none. Not just a sip, a calendarized fast day every week to remind your flesh it is not CEO. No late night private meals with someone who's not your spouse or supervisor. Daylight, glass doors, third person present. Content filters on every device, admin rights held by your accountability authority, not you. Hotel policy, no pay-per-view, no isolated suites, room location, near elevators, not far corners. Travel policy, 2-person travel, never counseling in cars, never prayer behind closed curtains, lights on, windows open. Joseph said, how can I do this wickedness and sin against God? He ran and left his coat. Some of you need to leave your convenience and run for cover. If you think I'm strong, you are a candidate for a fall. A man without self-control is like a city broken down without walls. Walls are love. Build them. Fame next. Attention. Optics. The microphone itch. Write this down. I will not draw energy from applause. I will draw orders from purpose. Install friction. No selfie after failure rule. Repair before you post. No Q&A without preparation. And a truth checker at the back ready to cut the mic if you drift. Publish a cap on public appearances, numbers, not vibes, so your soul can catch its breath. Refuse anonymous praise. Require named testimonials with evidence. Daniel purpose in his heart before he faced the lions. Settle your heart before you face the lights. Stop using the term, trust me. Show me your calendar and your guardrails. Evidence is obedience. Power last, control, decisions, money. Write this down. Separate money from mood. Financial separation, no single signature spending above a small threshold. 2 keys for every cash drawer. Quarterly external audits, not cousins. Never manage HR alone, always with policy and another authority in the room. No favors for silence, no threats for compliance. If you must remind people you're the boss, you're disqualified from power. Jesus took a towel, not a throne. Wash feet before you sign checks. Codify it. Write it down what you won't do, where you won't go, who can interrupt you. Curfew for text. Routes you won't drive. Sites you won't visit. Rooms you won't enter alone. Phrases you will use. I'm not at liberty to meet that way. Let's bring another person. We are scheduling daylight. Put names next to interruption spouse. Mentor. Compliance officer who can stop you without your permission. Sign the document. Give copies to your team. Read it monthly. Read this. Go. Boundaries announced become boundaries enforced. Let your team audit your boundaries. Transparency prevents private drift. Share device passcodes with authority. Enable weekly reports emailed to your overseer. Post your travel itineraries to a shared calendar. Randomize spot checks. If inspection irritates you, your appetite already hired a lawyer. Walk in the light as he is in the light, and fellowship becomes your fence. Let me give you a story, fictional but familiar. Lucas loved the edge. I'm fine, he said, taking late dinners with donors alone, just one drink, blurred bills with personal snacks, DMs after midnight for ministry. One headline later, the account was empty. Contrast Ruth. She wrote a boundary rule book, carried it laminated, She declined the suite, moved meetings to lobbies, traveled with an assistant, routed expenses through double approval, published her weekly report to her board. When a rumor tried to start, her receipts spoke. Deposit with interest. From tonight, pre-decide, install friction, codify limits, submit to audit, discipline protects what charisma attracts, predetermine limits, convert temptation into automatic deposits. Trust is the currency of leadership. Protect the account. Deposit 10. Submit to authority and ongoing accountability, covering and oversight. Write it down. Proximity to correction is protection. Protect the account. The foundation of leadership is character, and character is safest when someone with clean hands can reach your steering wheel. Identify a true, reliable authority who fears God and loves truth more than they love you. Not a fan, not a donor, not a cousin. Someone who can say no to you and yes to righteousness. They hold your keys. If they cannot stop you, they do not cover you. How do you choose them? Write it down. 1, they fear God. Scripture stands taller than your brand in their mind. 2, they are immune to your gifts and your money. You cannot buy their silence. 3, they live by law-shaped values, predictable, not moody. 4, they have nothing to gain from your platform and everything to lose by lying for you. 5, they are proven under pressure, tested over time. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Safety is a roof. Go under it. Completely submit to that authority without condition. Not, I listen if I agree. That is not submission. That's negotiation. Give them access to your calendars, your expense flows, your travel, your boundary document. Schedule reviews that keep the ledger honest, weekly check-ins on promises and boundaries, monthly audits on money and time, quarterly deep dives of verifications and random spot checks. If inspection irritates you, your pride is already overdrafted. Obey those who watch over your souls, for they keep watch as those who must give account. Let them watch so your account stays reconciled. Allow authority to represent you when questioned. Stop self-certifying your credibility. When a rumor rises, shut your mouth and say, please speak to my authority. If you write your own press release, you are grading your own exam. Read this, go. You cannot bring yourself back. Authority must bring you back. David did not issue a royal statement. He bowed to Nathan's word. Peter did not schedule his own comeback tour. Jesus restored him in front of witnesses. Forgiveness is instant. Restoration requires process, and process requires an authority to measure, to time, and to announce. Let me give you a story, fictional but familiar. Andre built a private ethics council of friends he could out-talk. When questions came, he posted a video. I'm fine, trust me. The market answered with silence. Staff left, donors paused. Self-certified credibility is counterfeit currency. Mara did the opposite. She invited an external overseer, older, unbribable, not impressed, handed him her keys, and submitted to 9 months of reviews, repayments, and boundary bills. She said nothing. He spoke rarely, only to confirm milestones. When he finally wrote, she is ready for limited duty, the room believed him. Deposit with interest. Rules. Write it down. When corrected, do not explain, repent, and adjust. When suspended, do not hunt microphones, work your plan. When cleared for small assignments, do not sprint to the big stage, walk at the pace set by authority. If you resist oversight, you are disqualified. Shut your mouth, step down, and run for cover until your authority says, return. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Let the wound heal you. Leaders, voluntary submission to trustworthy authority keeps your account reconciled and credible. Choose the roof. Live under it. Schedule the reviews. Hand over the keys. Stop saying, trust me. Let authority speak for you. Trust is the currency of leadership. Protect the account. Protect the account. Vigilance is daily, not seasonal. Write this down. A 3-minute audit at dawn and at dusk keeps your balance honest. Set an alarm named Trust Account. When it rings, ask the 10 questions fast, clean, yes or no. Did I keep time and tiny promises today? Did I tell the whole truth quickly, no delay, no drama? Did I guard confidentials, no leakage, no hints? Was I the same in every room? Private equals public. Did I own my mess without excuse and provide restitution? Did I deliver before I declared receipts, not rhetoric? Did I credit others and carry the blame? Did I return what I borrowed money, time, and trust documented and early? Did I guard appetite, fame, and power by preset boundaries I actually followed? Did I submit to authority, schedule reviews, open books, and silence when told, if you cannot say yes, you know where to deposit next? Search me, O God, and know my heart. Let him and your authority audit you. Now, crisis protocol. Read this. Go. When you breach, you are disqualified from leading in the moment. Step down immediately. Run for cover. Shut your mouth. Do not explain. Do not post. Do not justify. Report to your authority within the hour. Location, facts, evidence, transfer keys, accounts, calendars, cash access. Open the books. Invite inspection. Accept suspension without bargaining. You are not the narrator anymore. Authority will speak if and when necessary. Read this for me. Go. Forgiveness is not restoration. Again, forgiveness is not restoration. God can forgive you in a moment. People can only restore trust over time with proof under supervision. David said, create in me a clean heart and then submitted to consequences. Peter wept, then waited until Jesus restored him publicly. Process, not performance. Restoration protocol is simple and severe. Write it down. Silence until authority releases you. Restitution calculated and paid money, time, reputation, boundaries rebuilt, and verified filters, companions, double signatures. Counseling and character work assigned, completed, not sampled. Third-party verification, documented, sign off, not self-reports. Stage return at the pace set by authority. Small duties first, no spotlight. Receipts before microphones. If you resist any step, you're not ready. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Let the wound heal you. Let me give you a story, fictional but familiar. Naya crossed the boundary. She stepped down that day, texted her overseer, turned in a badge, shut her mouth. 90 days of silence, audits, repayments, boundary, rebuilds. At day 91, her authority said she is ready for limited duty. The room exhaled and believed, deposit with interest. Kay did the opposite. He posted, I'm fine. Trust me, the market withdrew, staff scattered. Overdraft fees of secrecy and delay devoured him. Self-certified credibility is counterfeit currency. Now, the commission, start today. Before this day ends, make one clean deposit. Return what you borrowed, close a loop you opened, confess one miss and pay its invoice, or deliver something you promised without announcement. Set the audit alarm for morning and night. Text your authority, your plan, and your schedule. Stop saying, trust me. Build the account. Protect the account. Trust is the currency of leadership. A daily audit and a strict crisis protocol keep your trust account solvent and restorable. Go do it now.